For sure. Just quickly moving to the other game of that night
Yeah,
was PSG versus Real Madrid in Bernabeu. PSG
yeah,
were winning the first leg 1-0, and then um, in the first half they led 1-0, and there was two offside goal for
yeah.
Kylian Mbappe ruled out for offside. Uh, but then again, um, in second half, something really didn't work, and Real Madrid came into game and won the game. What was your what was your expectation or experience when you were going through that whole game?
Actually, I remembered like we can summarize the whole thing in like one sentence. I remember you were texting me why they took off Leandro Paredes.
Yeah, yeah, because I
This
couldn't see
actually
the
sums up
game.
everything probably.
I couldn't see the
Because
game, and I was seeing in the
yeah,
Google, and I was seeing the lineup, and I saw the substitution, and you were watching. So my only way to communicate was either Twitter or you. Um,
so like basically they played quite well in the first half. Almost as same as the first leg, but the problem was that like this um, w- when they're playing in their front three actually lined up differently in this game
mhm.
because Neymar was starting from this match and it was not Di Maria, and basically Lionel Messi is playing like a number can I say like a number 8 or something,
Okay.
because he was coming down and connecting with all these three midfielders also, like with Ashraf Hakimi sometimes, and Hakimi kind of like wasn't present even in the first half when PSG was doing well, and he got himself probably an yellow card, I guess, in the first half. So he was not actually that much attacking that we saw in the first leg, and um, problem was that like Paradise got booked, and probably the coach Pochettino was thinking like about the next leg because everything is going well or something like this.
Next leg.
Yeah,
Okay. Um,
yeah, but with Real Madrid, you never know. Like they own this
competition.
trophy for like yeah 13 times, like more than anyone. Like they're like more, I don't know, like it says
Well,
like AC
from
Milan own like
Car
seven times,
yeah,
like it's
exactly.
like
And also Carlo Ancelotti was the first
yeah,
with La Decima, right? If you remember. And then
yeah,
he had Zinedine Zidane as his assistant, and Zidane came and won three. And then
yeah,
again, Ancelotti is back on that bench.
yeah,
I mean, these
yeah,
guys are no joke.
yeah, yeah, like Ancelotti. One of the thing I actually remember, like this technical issues. They brought in some fresh like Kamavinga was there,
Hmm.
came in.
Hmm. Asensio came
Um,
in.
yeah, Asensio came in, but sorry, not Asensio, Rodrigo came in.
Rodrigo,
Um,
yes, you're right.
yeah,
But
but
I think,
those
go
I
ahead, sir.
think most important was that Kamavinga, because he was came off as a substitute for
Tony Cruz. Seems like there is a bit of network issue.
hello.
Yeah, there was something, the network issue or something.
Okay.
So yeah, we're back again. We were talking about Kamavinga came for Tony Cruz.
Yeah, that was actually crucial because Tony Cruz was completely absent in the first half, and it actually changed their game. Like it gave more intensity in the midfield, and Paredes went down probably after the first goal, or I don't know, like around that time, like around 60
61st or
minutes.
62nd minute, something
Yeah,
like that.
and around that time they actually conceded the first goal. And the problem was that like with they um, probably brought uh, Gay,
Gaya.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and the problem was that like he and every midfielder like Paredes was like when Paredes was there, Modric couldn't actually like uh, move forward that much. And when he was absent, and there were some attacks, and this whole midfield looked so disoriented. And I would actually everyone was saying like what did Messi do or Neymar do did actually
Hmm.
something like this. And the problem is that like in the first half there were moments like when they were actually playing from the back. And uh, there were actually moments like Marquinhos were like dummying the ball for like someone to catch from behind, like someone passed him, probably the other center back Kimpembe, who passed the ball in. He was dummying the ball and to let it go. And we do that in front of the opponent box, not in the not in the own box. So
Yeah.
it's like completely different. Like it was in the first half while they're playing well, and he looked so shaky and he was losing position so many
Yeah,
times because
I saw that, and you don't expect a player like Marquinhos do such mistake.
yeah, it's like he's trying to prove some sort of points, like with balls. I don't know. Like you don't do that in the against any Spanish team.
Yeah, exactly.
Like any
Or
Spanish team, they would
any team actually.
yeah, but like I was telling that with especially with Spanish team, like you don't do that actually because they are good with balls. Are like
Yeah,
I don't know, like yeah, like even better than the Premier League teams
yeah,
mostly.
for sure.
So
So
I
I
don't know,
just
like
want to go back. Um, do you think on the back line, obviously there is a bit of disorientation once, say, I saw the highlights and I saw in the first half Messi dropping deep, Neymar sometime dropping deep. There's Messi Neymar connection as well as Verratti and Paredes kind of supporting and circulating the ball well. And
yeah.
once you take out Paredes, you put Gaia is more of a defensive sort of uh, tactics. But and then Modric could run because Kamavinga was there. Um, for the running because Cruz wasn't really doing well in terms of running. Uh, my question is on the first goal that there was a back pass from Marquinhos to Donnarumma, right? And it was
Yeah.
almost like I don't know what Donnarumma is thinking. I mean, he has bigger legs definitely, but why would you take that much time on the ball?
Um, I think like overall, if you are playing from the back or like this, I would say like Keylor Navas would be a better choice because he's better with balls than Donnarumma is. Like even if you remember playing for when he was playing for Italy in Euro,
Hmm.
he was not
No, he's
one
not.
who
It's not his
yeah
strongest point, right? And
yeah
it's almost felt like if you're playing for back, you're absolutely right. Navas is a way better keeper in terms
yeah.
of passing and decision making, and has way more experience. Navas is a winner with Real Madrid, a Champions League winner, and he's on the bench. And Donnarumma, I'm not saying he's a bad keeper, but he's not that type of keeper at all.
No, he's an extraordinary keeper, but he's like more like like
Shot stopper, or
yeah, showstopper. Yeah,
it's almost
like
like Courtois.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But Courtois is improving this year so far. But the problem is that like um, the I think Kimpembe, or it was actually the organizing the backline is exactly Marquinhos his job actually. Um the problem is that like there were times you if you like if you watched a game you would say that also, like there were times there they PSG, like Real Madrid was not actually pressuring that much.
Hmm.
They were doing like a selective push forward,
Hmm.
like once in two
Hmm.
attacks or something like that, and like it depended on like probably the uh, players who has the balls, or how many players they have like already in forwards, and they push sometimes. But there were times like this, like with Marquinhos, with Kimpembe sometimes um, they actually I don't know, like froze for a second, like
Hmm.
they just froze, like
And also, please rectify me if I'm wrong. I didn't see the game, but I've seen enough of PSG in French league, Liga One. It almost felt in a certain day, or actually almost every day I see them, there is almost no structure.
no, not at all. um there yeah, there were only one match I would say, like first leg against Real Madrid, they looked
Yeah.
actually decent because of I would say Di Maria and
And
some
potentially
technique.
Neymar coming out of the bench for 10 minutes. So
Yeah,
Neymar is one of the most talented player. I still believe he's one of the top level player. But he can be really frustrating at some day. He has good day, he has bad day, and if he has bad day, he's dribbling too much, he's losing the ball too much. But then you have to have players who would cover that around him, right? And if PSG doesn't have that, then you kind of question the whole setup they put together around Neymar or Kylian Mbappe or Messi.
yeah, exactly. And the problem is that like almost you what you said, like there weren't any sort of shapes, and they when they conceded the second goal, they conceded the third one in the next
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, exactly.
I don't actually see
What a
them.
goal! What a goal it
Yeah,
was. Yeah,
and it was a brilliant goal. Like from the striker's perspective, like uh, it actually reminded me the phenomenon Ronaldo's like
yeah,
feat.
yeah.
He would have actually like scored something like that, and it was brilliant. Like Benzema, it was, yeah, it was one of the brilliant performance. Um,
Benzema is definitely. I mean, obviously, after Cristiano have left Real Madrid, have stepped up big time, right?
he
There.
actually scored more goals
Yeah,
in this era than Cristiano Ronaldo himself.
exactly. And there were more talks about who'd scored that amount of goal, and then Benzema stepped up big
Yeah,
time. And you remember there are a few injuries here and there for him,
yeah,
and he has been anything but extraordinary. And I'll come back to Courtois' comment and saying that he's comparing him to Lewandowski. Lewandowski scored another hat trick, but two penalties were there. Benzema doesn't need a penalty. I'm not going to into debate who is better, but Benzema at 34. I mean,
I
you
think he's
you can
36 or 37.
he's 34. 36
34,
is
okay.
Modric. So
Okay,
they have the
okay.
combined age of 70. Modric and Benzema. But you just wonder at 34 if he's that better. Was he even better? Like if, say, for example, Cristiano never signed for uh, Real Madrid. I mean, what could Benzema's career be? You kind of wonder. But yeah, coming back to Benzema and the Modric performance, I think last 30 minutes, 25 minutes was extraordinary. I mean, he's 36. The guy is running around and running the show, right?
Yeah,
Uh, so, and it seems like after conceding one goal, PSG were almost like out of the game. Like they didn't even believe that they had chance, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that like when they considered probably the second goal or yeah, they actually had some changes before the kickoff, like
By the way, what a
Draxler.
finish! What a finish on the second goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, almost like he had to connect with his heel angle like that and had to lift because if he doesn't lift, Donnarumma is a big keeper, right? He could save it.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, what a goal, and what a pass from Modric. Sorry to cut
yeah.
you off. Go ahead.
No, no, it's completely okay. And the thing is that like three players were chasing Modric, but they couldn't actually go near him.
And
Um,
that's my point of view. Like Gaia is a substitute, right? He could have easily fouled
mm,
him. Take a yellow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Also, Neymar was there. Like Modric actually got the ball from Neymar,
Hmm.
and he actually passed him, and he was not actually like following
Tracking back.
back or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, so it
And,
was
and
that.
coming back to Neymar situation, I mean, I've seen few games for PSG. I mean, he can be frustrating. I said he can be wonderful at some day, but he can be frustrating most of the days because if he gets fouled or he thinks he gets fouled, he starts complaining to the ref rather than I mean, play any kid playing in the game always being told that you play with the referee's whistle. If referee doesn't whistle, you cannot stop and
Yeah,
start complaining about it. You're complaining, you're making sure your team is down to 10 men.
yeah, exactly. The thing is that like, I have actually a question. Do you think he is still a 90 minutes player?
Neymar,
Yeah,
that's a very good question actually. I don't given his fitness, he's not been fit more than 2 3 months at a trot on the trot. Like he's always you'll find him injured at some point of time. So I don't see he is a 90-minute player. If he's starting, I don't think he has the same stamina after 50 60 minutes or he's not interested. I guess if he's interested, there could be some push, but I don't think in terms of fitness, I don't see he's that he's not going to stay for 90 minutes at same pace.
uh, that is also my point actually. There were some changes. Like Di Maria came in, also Draxler came in.
But for
Um,
whom?
yeah, but the thing is that like the Hakimi was taken off and Drexler came in, and
It's almost like
I think
whatever in your bench, who is the attacker, just go there. You know,
yeah, exactly. It's almost like throwing everything in the wall and
it
see
doesn't
which
work
one
like that.
sticks. Yeah, and last 10 minutes they did not have any sort of shape.
Yeah,
So like I was like that the match was gone by that time. Like
yeah.
there weren't like any sort of like significant attacks
And that's
at
the
that
other
time.
part I wanted to ask. They were trailing on the total score 3-2, right?
Yeah,
On the night 3-1, but on the whole tie 3-2. And they needed just one goal to come
yeah.
back and level, right? And how many chances they created after being all attackers been thrown out?
Nothing. No, actually, no any. Yeah, no significant chances.
So
Like there were some sort of cross and in the box, but those if you have like Alaba or Eden Militao, you can just stay in the back and just head head back the balls, and
so
there weren't any sort of.
that proves my point. Like you can have all the attackers. You can even borrow some of the other team's attackers. You can throw them there, but it doesn't really prove anything if you don't have a structure or ways to attack.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think also it depends on coach's experience. For example, when even Real conceded the first goal in the first half.
Hmm.
Real Madrid was trailing for 2 goals,
Hmm.
and I I have not actually I did yeah I did not remember if Ancelotti was that freaked out or something like that.
He
This
didn't throw
and
all his attackers.
yeah, that's the point. Like he knew that it's a 180-minute games and PSG has a good squad and um, they you have to find those sort of moments like small things, like changing in shapes in the second halves, like Kamavinga. That was a crucial change actually. Also, when they conceded the first goal, and they started actually like when Paredes was taken off, Modric was started like going more
Going
forward
forward.
directly,
Hmm.
like through the middle, than the other midfielders. Before that, he was mostly playing on the right or sometimes exchanging position on the left. And uh, if you see the heat map, he was in the mostly in the middle
Hmm.
region,
Hmm.
and the last 20-30 minutes he was mostly in
In
the
advanced
opponent.
position, right?
Yeah,
Now, obviously, I'm just going to take a reference. With Ancelotti, obviously, he was on the bench for AC Milan, winning 3-0 in the halftime against Liverpool, and obviously that game won by Liverpool in the final, right? 3-3, and later on Liverpool won it. So I guess Ancelotti have learned something over
but he also was the guy who 2 years later they won.
won it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was also in the 2003 team, right?
I think he was assisting. I'm not absolutely sure. Not absolutely
Because
sure.
he was involved in the 2003 triumph of AC Milan in the Champions League so far.
I believe he was, but let me double check.
Okay, so, so that's why what was my like last points, like the experience of Ancelotti was actually crucial. Like there were some sort of like a technical shift in the second half. Like it's really small, but what we know about Ancelotti, he knows about his resource, and he's the guy who made the Christmas tree,
Yes, yes.
from the yeah this formation.
Yeah,
It was
you're actually correct. He was there.
he was the coach, right?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So like he won the Champions League 3 times
yeah,
already. So
yeah.
uh, he has this sort of experience.
So now coming
On
back
the
coming back to, because Mauricio Pochettino is regarded as one of the top managers, at least by the English media.
yeah,
What is your? I mean, I'm not judging him about the PSG, because PSG, you have to satisfy certain egos. You cannot take
yeah,
certain players off. You have this big celebrity sort of celebrity management, but still, it comes back to him, and it doesn't paint a very good picture on his image.
yeah, exactly. I think he'll probably look mm, probably won't be there. I don't know. Like it dip well, it different because mm, yeah, if you were getting money, then that's another thing.
But
But
then, I guess there are big openings somewhere else, especially in England. Um,
yeah, United is free. Tottenham will be free again, probably. I don't know.
yeah.
So
Coming back to one of the biggest factors and one of the biggest, internet trolling, obviously, whenever PSG loses, and then obviously Lionel Messi comes into fire. So your thought on Messi's criticism about PSG loss, because
uh,
uh, he's a superstar anyway, right? So
yeah,
there
there
was.
were actually some sort of viral videos from from Messi fans, because he was asking for balls, but nobody was passing
Yeah.
him, and there were like some sort of miss passes and stuff like this. But the thing is that like in Barca he had different rule, and here he has some sort of like a 8 or 10 or something like this. So you cannot
And he was
actually
booed.
compare.
He was booed
He,
heavily after the
in the
loss
yeah,
in the game. Yeah.
the thing is that like Lionel Messi has this different rule, and he kind of accepted it like Mbappe as a go-to guy, because he doesn't have like this ego like I had to score goals like all the time and stuff like this, and he was happy in assisting like it in the league. He already assisted more than
Any
10
other?
times or 11 probably. So that's what says everything about him so far.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he so far he did his job in the first half, like when yeah, when he was connecting with those midfielders from PSG in the midfield. Actually Modric or anyone could not actually go near this midfield at
Mm,
the time in the first half. Even he was playing better than the second first leg, and there were some attempt from him also like running through, but he's not that guy anymore,
mhm.
like to go past 2 3 players. So he was morely mm, relying on the 1 2s, and we talked about this thing, like PSG, they like with this sort of player only probably Parades, if he like put the ball to pass the ball to him, he he actually like reassured like he will get the ball, but it's mostly in the midfield because he was playing in the defensive role, Parades. But from Verratti, like we would thought like some sort of something with going on, but it was not actually. But like when he was connecting with those midfielders, Neymar came down, and it created some sort of like a vertical pentagon. It was working. I don't know, like as they were controlling the balls for a while. It was oh, well, it was going okay. Like even if they considered the first goal, if they weren't actually taken off Paredes, this match they actually could have outpassed Real Madrid in sort of a game management way. I don't know. Like we saw that that sort of game management from Barca in the Europa League, also from we mentioned Man City, like they
Mhm.
passed the ball in the whole 90 minutes, so it could have actually happened, but the only problem was that they
They
took off
didn't have
uh,
enough good midfielders to come out of the bench
yeah,
and do the same job.
yeah,
Um, okay. Enough of that. We've spent almost a long time on that PSG versus Real Madrid game. There were other games on that Champions League as well. The next